The Department of Justice and Constitutional Development says it has received a significant number of comments from various organizations and individuals on the Protected Disclosures Bill. The comments will be incorporated into the draft bill for submission to Parliament. The department says the bill will strengthen South Africa's legal framework to protect and support whistleblowers. Meanwhile, this year marks 5 years since the assassination of whistleblower Babita Deokaran, and calls for greater protection of whistleblowers continue to mount. Well, for more on this, we're joined by the Whistleblower House CEO, Theron. Ben, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Really do appreciate you coming on to the late edition. Has significant strides been made in the whistleblower protection bill thus far? Are you happy with the configuration and the pace at which things are progressing?
No, we're not. Remember, the bill was published earlier this year. It was open for a month and then it closed, and those submissions are now being incorporated. We have not seen any publication of the incorporation, what it should look like, etc. What has encouraged us is when the bill was published, they spoke to the key things that the Whistleblower House have been providing to whistleblowers over the last 4 years. We are very eager and we are anticipating, we are absolutely excited if that bill becomes available for public comment again. And then it obviously should go through all the phases. Remember, even if they publish on the 1st of September, it would take somewhere around 3 years to go through all the processes and before a whistleblower or the public can actually start feeling the effect of that, because it has to go through all the processes. It's got to be approved. And once it's approved, only then regulations can be written, and then you've got to put structures up to ensure that that bill can be implemented. So there's a long road ahead before this becomes practical.
Yeah, those key things that you said that the bill spoke to, which you are happy to have noted, talk us through those.
Number one, legal advice. It is absolutely critical. And the problem we have is that when people see something wrong, they become whistleblowers by accident. You don't go to work wanting to become a whistleblower. So you actually, in fact, become a whistleblower by accident. And what we found is that when people have been victimized, they've been disciplined, they've been fired, they are now destitute. Only then do they realize they are whistleblowers. And then they reach out, then they find out about the Whistleblower House. What is important is communication. It's important to communicate once the bill has been passed, and then you have the Protected Disclosures Act then in place. And it's important that you educate people, and I'm talking employees and the general public, about what a whistleblower is, what their role is, and where they can go. Our concern with the bill as it was, it's very fragmented. It says, let me talk to the points first. Legal is very critical. So people need legal advice before you blow the whistle. Number two, security. People, we have seen, and we just mentioned now, yesterday was the 5th anniversary of Babita's murder. And unless we do something about that, the murders will continue. So number one is legal. The second one is security. Psychological support is critical, and the bill is quiet on that. We have made submissions in this regard. And then lastly, financial. What the bill speaks to is that there should not be detrimental protection from occupational detriment. That is what they say it should happen. The problem with that is that they're making an assumption that that will be implemented. There is no fallback position when it comes to providing an income for the whistleblower once they are fired. Once the matter goes to court, there's a maximum of 25% that you can get. But those are the processes that we need to put in place.
Yeah, and just lastly, the bill currently is before the Portfolio Committee for its consideration. You, of course, lamented that, the incorporation of the comments in the first round has not been made available or not been publicized just yet. And we know that it needs to open for public comment once again after the fact once it gets to the National Assembly and the National Council of Provinces. What is it that you're hoping the next round of public engagements addresses?
What needs to happen is that it should be coherent. At the moment, it's fragmented. The bill speaks about having a unit inside the Department of Justice to do reporting. What you need is a central point where a whistleblower can go for advice, get legal advice, understanding what the ramifications are, understanding the different categories of whistleblowers, as well as the categories in terms of, remember in South Africa, you have a separate whistle disclosure act for SANDF compared to private sector, compared to the public sector. So there is a need for a one coordinating, like the Whistleblower House have been doing over the last 4 years, but we are not well known. So people need to come to a single organization, central organization, and say, I see something wrong, what do I do? And then you get the guidance, you get the legal advice, so the protected disclosure is done properly to the right authorities. Because if you don't do it to the correct authorities, you are not protected under the Act then.
Well, we're going to have to do that. Thank you so much for that. Really do appreciate it. Ben Theron, who is the CEO of the Whistleblower House.